yo, please let me tell you my wacky theory over the tariffs because I haven't really heard anyone talk about it from this angle. And I think I've finally managed to make sense of at least some of this because ultimately none of the numbers add up still. And I could not make any financial sense, but the tariffs do make sense within another context. And that is getting leverage over the American people. The tariffs exist specifically as a way to hold the American people and American companies hostage until they declare their allegiance to Trump. And what do I mean by that? Well, Trump has the ability ultimately to make these tariffs just go away, just with a quick call. You know, he can more or less completely remove all this from a specific company. And it makes a lot more sense for him to do that to hundreds of different companies than it does for him to just change his policy. Because the first rule of Trumpism is that you never back down, you never admit you're wrong, and you never change your mind either. You're not allowed to do that for some reason. So Trump can't just stop these tariffs. It will make him look weak and it will make him look stupid, which he is. Instead, what he's going to do, and what he's going to keep doing actually, he's already started, is he's going to give exemptions to the people who he thinks are going to keep him in power. So he was just at an auto manufacturer recently and was giving them an exemption from these tariffs. And all the people that work at the factory are supposed to be, oh, so grateful to Trump. Thank you, Trump, for giving me the exemption from the tax that you didn't have to do in the first place. Like we're supposed to be grateful for that somehow. And that's just the first of many to come because those exemptions, all of the right-wing media, which I've also been watching, it's very easy for them to spin those news stories or just not cover them, honestly. And so he's going to keep doing that. And he's already proven many times in the past that when Trump doesn't like someone, he just gives them a call and he scares them. He did this to Mark Zuckerberg during his first presidency. You look at how quickly their tone changed going into this presidency here. That's because Trump was on the phone with him and got through to him and scared him. The same thing happened 2 days ago with Jeff Bezos at Amazon. Jeff wanted to add transparency to Amazon.com and list out how much the tariffs are affecting the price. Show the price and then the price of the tariff. And if these tariffs are such an amazing thing that we're all supposed to be so proud of, why would that be a bad thing? Like, shouldn't you be bragging about that, Trump? Like, if these Trump tariffs are really so glorious, why don't you want people to see that price? Well, it's because that's not actually the point. These tariffs are only there to hold companies accountable to him because he's the only one with the power to make them go away. And so any individual or company that is not outwardly in support of Trump will not get exemptions from these tariffs. And every company that has kissed the ring, that has bent the knee, those are the ones that are going to get a pass. And it's Trump's way of culling down all of American industry, not into being bigger or even more made in America. It's just a way of cutting out the people he doesn't like, cutting out the people who weren't willing to bend a knee to him. And if that still sounds really crazy, I kind of want to zoom out a little bit more and think about just the concept of money and what does money mean to an oligarch. Because when you listen to right-wing media about these tariffs, it's very like middle class thinking about, oh, well, this is going to make us more money in the long run. They don't want to think beyond money because we're always taught in America that everything's about money. And while that's for the most part true, yes, like just follow the money, we're reaching a stage in capitalism, some call it end stage capitalism, where there is something more important than money, actually. Because once money becomes so abstract that it becomes completely volatile, it's not enough. Like look at Musk, for example. Musk has all the money in the world. He has more money than anyone else. And yet his worth is constantly ping-ponging. Like you don't actually know how much he has there. And even with all that money, he can't buy everything. He can't buy that judge in Wisconsin that he wanted. So once you get to that point where money can't buy everything, how do you get more power? Real power comes from not needing to pay for things in the first place. Real power comes from having everyone so scared of you and having so much leverage over everyone that it's not about money anymore. People just do as they're told because they don't want to be crushed. They don't want to lose their money. Whereas you, as the oligarch, don't even need the money anymore. And so that's what I think it's actually about. It's not about money. It's not about making money because it objectively won't make money. It will lose a lot of money for everyone. It's just about gaining that type of power and that type of leverage.